How you can get an Australian student visa. Today's video will discuss in detail all about the Australian student visa and what you will require to apply for it. You will need to obtain an Australian student visa to study in Australia. You must be capable of proving to the Department of Home Affairs that you fulfill the following essential Australian student visa conditions. Genuine Temporary Entrant (GTE) requirement. English proficiency requirements. Financial requirements and health and character requirements. You'll also be required to fill out an Australian student visa application form, pay the visa application fee, and possibly attend an interview. To make things simpler for you, let's look into the details of everything you need to know. So what is a genuine temporary entrant? Introduced in November 2011, the genuine temporary entrant condition states that the visa applicant must be capable of demonstrating an authentic intention to remain in Australia temporarily to study, or to accompany a student as a dependent, that is, a spouse or child, or as a guardian. The decision makers at the Department of Home Affairs will assess the following factors: the situation in your home country, possible circumstances for you in Australia, significance of your selected course to your future, and your immigration history. To decide whether you satisfy the GTE requirement, you might be requested to attend an interview at your closest Australian embassy or consulate. However, some applicants will only require to fill in a visa application form. Here's what you need to know about completing an Australian student visa application form. The student visa, subclass 500, is what all international students apply for, and it must be applied online. Before applying for a visa, you'll require to obtain a confirmation of enrolment, COE, or a letter of offer, guaranteeing you have been accepted into a course, registered under the Commonwealth Register of Institutions of Courses. The COE will be in the form of an online code that you must enter into the relevant section in the online visa application. You may also require to pay a deposit towards your tuition fees. You will be able to change course after that, to study in Australia at the same or a higher study level. However, you'll need to apply for a new visa if you're altering course to a lower level on the Australian Qualification Framework, AQF, or a non-AQF level course, unless changing from a PhD to a master's. You may also package your studies by studying 2 or more courses on your student visa, subclass 500, where there is an evident progression from one course to another. So what are the requirements for the Australian student visa? According to the Australian student visa requirements, when completing your online visa application form, you'll require to furnish proof of the following. Financial requirements. Proof of adequate resources to cover tuition, living, and travel costs. Since February 2018, the amount required to prove your living costs, apart from tuition and travel, has been fixed at $20,290 Australian dollars per year. If you have dependents, such as a spouse or children, you will likewise require to supply evidence of covering living costs for them, including school fees. As an alternative, you can show proof that your spouse or parents are keen to help you, and that they earn a minimum of 60,000 Australian dollars per year. Requirements for English proficiency. If you come from a non-English speaking country and haven't completed a minimum of 5 years study in an English-speaking country, you'll need to confirm you can speak English to the required level. Acceptable tests include the TOEFL IBT, IELTS, Pearson Test of English Academic, and Cambridge Advanced English. The score you will require will rely on whether you are starting a full degree, going through a foundation course, or enrolling on a preliminary English language intensive course for overseas students. Requirements for health. Some students might be requested to undergo a medical and a radiological checkup to indicate they are in good health. This step applies, for example, to individuals who plan to train as a doctor, dentist, or nurse. If told to do so, you must attend an appointment with a doctor the Australian Immigration Department has approved. Except for Belgium or Norway, all students must purchase overseas student health cover. You could purchase this cover via your university, or directly from one of the 5 approved providers. They are Bupa Australia, Australian Health Management, Allianz Global Assistance, Medibank Private, and NIB OSHC. The expense of this health insurance cover will differ depending on the provider and the duration you purchase the cover for. Swedish students who have bought health insurance via Kammarkollegiet will not require to purchase OSHC. Belgian and Norwegian students are also not obligated to buy OSHC as part of their visa requirements. Character requirements. Australian student visa requirements specify that, to enter Australia, you must be of good character. This specification includes a criminal record check to ensure you don't have a substantial criminal record. You might also need to obtain a penal clearance certificate or police certificate, or acquire a police statement. You may also be asked to complete a character statutory declaration form. Documents needed for Australian student visa. The Department of Home Affairs website contains a document checklist feature that will present you with a list of documents needed for your precise circumstances. Generally, students must submit the following: completed Australian Student Visa Application Form 157A. Paid visa application fee, presently $620 Australian in most cases. Copy of passport biodata page. Some students might be asked to provide their passport physically. Certificate of enrolment or letter of offer. Proof of adequate funds. Proof of health insurance cover. Test results for English proficiency. Results of the criminal record check. And 4 recent passport-sized photographs. Once you have accumulated and scanned your supporting documents, you'll require to make an account and apply with the online IMI account application system. Many visa applications take 4 weeks to process. If you study in Australia for a course that is more than 10 months and concludes at the end of an Australian academic year, usually mid-December, your visa will generally be valid until the 15th of March, the following year. If your course is more than 10 months and concludes in January to October, your visa will generally be valid for 2 months after completing your course. Under certain circumstances, it might be probable to apply for a further visa at the end of your course. What you should know when using your student visa. You can come into Australia on your student visa up to 90 days before your course starts. Within 7 days of arrival, you must notify your education provider of your resident address and inform them if you change the address within 7 days. While on a student visa, you could work a maximum of 40 hours per fortnight during term time and full-time during the holidays. The visa is automatically issued with permission to work. However, you're not permitted to begin working until your course has started. Also, you must not rely on work to support yourself or your family while in Australia. If you're studying for a master's by research or a PhD, you don't have any work restrictions. Remember that any work needed as part of your course is not included in the limit. Voluntary or unpaid work is also not comprised in the 40-hour limit if it's actually voluntary for a non-profit organization and the benefit of the community. While holding a student visa, you have specific obligations to fulfill. These include the following. You must stay enrolled in a CRECO's registered course. Attend classes frequently and make adequate course progress, and maintain overseas student health cover, health insurance. There are also specific visa conditions you and your dependents must observe. Breaching a visa condition might result in the revocation of your visa. We have reached the end of today's video update. If you found this information helpful, leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.